Hello, this is Michael H. Cohen, President and founder of Cohen Healthcare Law Group. And as you can see, I'm in my car. It's just me talking to you, not exactly Jimmy Carter and his fireside chat, but I am wearing a sweater, though not a sweater vest, and albeit with a bit of neon underneath. And myself in my organic, natural, gluten-free state. Here to report to you my latest thoughts on health and wellness and our evolution as a species and the evolution of law toward empowering health and wellness. And you're watching because you like my videos maybe, or you want to see me when I haven't shaved, or probably that has nothing to do with me. You're pursuing your own health and wellness venture and you're keenly interested in HIPAA, informed consent, anti-kickback and Stark, healthcare fraud and abuse, all sorts of regulation, FDA law, FTC law, how to get your business out through the eye of the needle of the regulatory and legal system so that your healthcare business can be very successful, so that you can maximize your business success and also so that you can fulfill your mission, which is to reach a lot of people with the latest and greatest health and wellness technology, technique, practice, method, theory, etc. As you probably know, I spent many years as an academic, first teaching law and then on faculty at Harvard Medical School. And my career was really devoted as a legal and medical academic toward advancing the legal paradigm so as to support evolving medical paradigms that were more holistic, that were more integrative, that brought in Eastern medicine, that brought in indigenous medical traditions, the traditions of indigenous medical peoples, such as Ayurvedic medicine, what we call traditional Oriental medicine, and Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbal medicine, and of course, all of the healing arts, the manual therapies, massage therapy, chiropractic, naturopathic medicine, knowledge of plants, knowledge of ancient secrets. I'm just going to segue from idea to idea here. So much is coming in, and I'm assuming that my stream of consciousness will all tie together and be relevant to you. One of my most amazing and wondrous and miraculous, I would say, and intense client experiences was with a Chinese national healer. A healer is a Chinese national. And she came to this country, and her question was, am I practicing medicine or am I practicing religion? And of course, as a lawyer, I focused on the claims, on, what healthcare law would say about what she was doing, liability, risk management, protection, waivers, consent forms, disclaimers, that sort of thing. And this was all through a translator. And she had a very penetrating, steady gaze, almost as if someone else was looking through her eyes. The Buddha, I suspect, because she was of the Buddhist tradition, and very powerful, large hands emanating all sorts of heat and radiating energy. And I asked her to show me actually what she does, and it turns out that she does what Sai Baba was reported to do, which is she actually, in fact, produced sacred ash from her hands. Now, this is not my first telling of the story. I can tell it without going into tears. She, in fact, produced ash, which was manifested through her hands, which she said was given to her by the Buddhas. And while I've had incredible psychic experiences, incredible dreams, illumination, revelation, I'm sounding like a song like the Age of Aquarius. I've had incredible encounters with spirit. In fact, just today I was meditating and I literally felt guides working on my heart chakra, and I received an auditory message, and it was, let your heart sing, which was great because I've been focused on the retainer and what does it cost, and giving extremely accurate legal acumen, dispensing it to people in measured doses to help them. And this was Let Your Heart Sing. So I've got incredible messages. This client gave me actual, tangible translation from the Buddha realms into human realms. So this was amazing. Now, I wanted to say that a great lesson is unfolding for the peoples of the earth right now, and by the time you see this video, it will have further moved. It is the beginning of the Democratic Congress and the end of Trump. Trump, not the person necessarily, not even the political figure, but Trump, the concept that the archetype that we can trump, that we can rule from dominance, that we can rule from conquering, that we can be warlords, that we can rule through malignant narcissism and anger and through blaming, shaming, insulting. You know, we're seeing junior people, we're seeing women, we're seeing people from all corners of the earth manifested in our Congress people, and then we're seeing people on the other side that are holding on to the old order, shutting down the government, shutting things down. So literally, it's that expansive, breathing breath of fresh energy versus the holding on, the tightening, the rigidity, the control. And so I believe that this is an archetypical battle. I'm not particularly political, notwithstanding this message. However, this freeing, this breathing, this resonates with the message of health and wellness and healing. Today, a family friend contacted me. She was seeking care for a beloved family member. He is elderly. He's on medications. These medications are quite addictive. The insurance company, according to her, only reimburses at a dose that is addictive and will not reimburse at a dose that is sub-addictive because it's not lucrative. And she actually shorted this insurance company and made a lot of money on the market. And she's quite savvy, and she is now creating an opportunity for people to invest in holistic, healthy wellness alternatives. She had her own struggle through whatever it was. I'll keep it confidential. She essentially used functional medicine. She'd always felt that her physical issues originated in her gut. Indeed, they did. And through a gluten-free diet and functional medicine advice, she healed herself and to perfection. And she's looking for places for her loved one. She has not found a centralized place that can help him off the addictive medications, bring him to health, provide geriatric care, provide the mental health counseling in a holistic, integrative way, yet backed by evidence-based science. And this is exactly what I pursued while on faculty as a lawyer at Harvard Medical School, creating new paradigms of health and wellness, empowering those paradigms by finding the support in the law and puzzling through, cracking through, smashing through, pioneering through, if I may, along with many, many, many others, and his very supportive teams. These barriers on the wall. In fact, one of the books I co-wrote with an author from Harvard Kennedy School of Government is called Overcoming Legal Obstacles to Integrative Care. That's the gist of it. We got a grant from the National Library of Medicine at NIH and worked through some, key obstacles to integrative care in the earlier day. What's my projection? This breath of fresh air will continue. Freedom cannot be tied down. Freedom cannot be abated. Freedom of health, freedom of government, freedom of individual liberty, the voice of the people, the voice of democracy, our institutions, our health, and our bodies, ourselves, our being, our innermost light, the Michael, who is like God, the divinity within us. And so all roads lead toward this concentration of spiritual juice, if you will, and energy, and this liberation that's sweeping the land on the political front, which I believe is an archetypical movement and entirely consonant and not dissonant with the movement toward integrative medicine, functional wellness, healthcare, healing, and law is right there mediating the journey. That is where I work. That is what I'll continue to advance. And thank you for listening. It's a delight to share some thoughts. I have many more tumbling through me, and may I hold the grace and the wisdom to express them in a way that allows my heart to sing. If you have questions, contact us at cohenhealthcarelaw.com. Thank you for listening.